Good morning, guys. Today we will discuss NEET 2020 paper. Here we will discuss 5 questions of 2020 paper in chemistry of NEET exam. Okay, so let's start. So the first question is, which of the following is a basic amino acid? Options are tyrosine, lysine, serine and alanine. So it is a very simple question. We know that lysine is the basic amino acid. Okay, and we have to know the structure of lysine, right? So the structure is like that. Okay, so CH, NH2, CO2H, and here 4 CH2 group and then another NH2 group. So here 2 NH2 group and 1 CO2H group, and this is why it is called basic amino acid. Basic amino acid, and the name is lysine, right? Okay, now the second question. Reaction between acetone and methyl magnesium chloride followed by hydrolysis will give tart butyl alcohol or tertiary butyl alcohol, isobutyl alcohol, isopropyl alcohol, and the fourth option is secondary butyl alcohol. Okay, so let's see. So first of all, draw the structures of acetone and methyl magnesium bromide. So acetone means CH3, CO, CH3, and methyl magnesium bromide. So CH3 bond MgCl, methyl magnesium chloride, right? Now magnesium is a metal, so it is delta positive and methyl is delta negative. So methyl as CH3 minus reacts at this carbonyl carbon, and this carbonyl CO group breaks. Okay, so the product now becomes CH3C, CH3, and here also CH3, and this is O minus MgCl plus. Okay, now when we hydrolyze this by H3O plus, okay, we will get CH3C, CH3, CH3OH, and this is known as tertiary butyl alcohol. So the correct option is option 1, tertiary butyl alcohol. Okay, now the third question. A tertiary butyl carbocation is more stable than a secondary butyl carbocation because of which of the following? Okay, so first of all, we have to know the structure of these two structures, right? So tertiary butyl carbocation plus and secondary butyl carbocation. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now secondary means here CH3, CH2, CH3, and here also hydrogen. Okay, so first of all, when we have to compare the stability of the carbocations, you have to look out for the alpha hydrogens, number of alpha hydrogens. Now here the number of alpha carbon is, this is the alpha carbon, कार्बोकेटायन का साइड में जो कार्बन होता है उसे ही हम अल्फा कार्बन कहते हैं. सो हियर 1 2 3 alpha carbons, and the hydrogens which are associated with this alpha carbon are known as alpha hydrogens. So number of alpha hydrogens here 3, and here also 3, so 9 alpha hydrogens. So we can write here that number of alpha hydrogens, right, here 9, and here 3 and 2 5. So as the number of alpha hydrogens increases, the stability of this particular carbocation increases. So the number of alpha hydrogens is greater in this product. So this has the this has the more stability than the secondary carbocation. Okay, now the options are: minus R effect of CH3 groups, hyperconjugation, minus I effect of CH3 groups, and plus R effect of CH3 groups. Okay, so first of all, minus R effect. Which group shows R effect? R effect means resonance effect, and resonance effect are of two types: plus R effect and minus I effect. So the groups which contain lone pairs of electrons, that shows R effect. Okay, so we all know that methyl has no lone pairs of electrons, so basically this will not show any kind of resonance effect, right? So it is wrong. Now second option is hyperconjugation. We'll know about this. And now minus I effect of methyl groups. So when a particular methyl group is present in this carbocation, it will push electrons of this particular bond to the carbocation. Okay, so it shows plus I effect, not this minus I effect. Okay, so this is also a wrong option. And plus I effect, it is not possible because methyl contains no lone pair of electrons, so the hyperconjugation is the right answer. Now we have to know about this hyperconjugation. Okay, so first of all, let's see a carbocation structure like CH3 carbon, CH3, and here also CH3 plus. Now what is hyperconjugation? We can write this form like CH3 carbon, CH3 bond carbon, and 3 hydrogens are associated with this carbon, so here plus. Now if we assume that one of the 3 hydrogens is dissociated like this, H plus, then this particular carbon will gain negative minus charge, right? Hydrogens attach with this carbon. Now here we assume that 2 hydrogens are associated and 1 hydrogen is dissociated as H plus. So when a bond breaks, it forms plus charge and minus charge. So hydrogen takes this positive charge, so the carbon gets negative charge. Now we write this structure like this, that CH3 CH3, here are double bond forms CH2 and H plus exists like this. Okay, and this is known as hyperconjugative form. And this effect is known as hyperconjugation. Okay, now we just see case of one hydrogen atom, like, and this carbon contains 3 hydrogen, so we will get 3 same structures like this. Okay, यहाँ पर हम सिर्फ एक हाइड्रोजन के केस को जस्टिफाई किया, और ऐसे ही हमारा इस कार्बन पर 3 हाइड्रोजन है, सो बेसिकली हमें 3 स्ट्रक्चर ऐसे और देखने को मिलेगा. और सो द टोटल नंबर ऑफ hyperconjugative forms are here 3, here also 3, and here also 3. So we will get 9 hyperconjugative forms in total for this tertiary carbocation. Okay, so we have just to remember that the number of alpha hydrogens when increased for a particular carbocation, the stability also increased, and it is known as hyperconjugation effect. Okay, now the fourth question is the correct option for free expansion of an ideal gas under adiabatic condition is, and the 4 options are given. So what is the condition of this free expansion of an ideal gas? Now when a gas expands freely, that means no force is operating, no opposing force is operating, right? Look this configuration, that when a gas, this is here a piston, okay, now this is expands, means the volume is increased and the external force is coming from this direction. Now this is taken as 0, right? This external force F external is taken as 0 because free expansion means F external equal to 0. Okay, so when we do when a gas expands freely, okay, so the work done is equal to 0. Now we have 2 options, W equal to 0, W equal to 0. Now the options 2 and 4 are eliminated automatically because we know that the correct option will contain W equal to 0 because it is a free expansion case. Now adiabatic condition, what means this adiabatic condition? Adiabatic means that no transfer of heat from the system, okay, or no gain of heat from the environment to the system, okay. So that means सिस्टम के बाहर कोई हीट जाएगा भी नहीं और सिस्टम के अंदर कोई हीट आएगा भी नहीं. So this is basically Q equal to 0. Okay, so the option contain this is Q equal to 0 and W equal to 0. So this is the right option. Okay, now we know the equation that Q equal to du plus W. Now when W equal to 0 and Q equal to 0, then we get du equal to 0. Now when we put NCV dt equal to 0, okay, so now obviously this dt we known as dt, we can write this delta t equal to also 0. So this is the correct option, Q equal to 0, delta equal to 0 and W equal to 0. Okay, now let's move to the last question of our discussion, and it is reaction between benzaldehyde and acetophenone in presence of dilute NaOH is known as cross-Cannizzaro reaction, cross-aldol reaction, aldol condensation, or Cannizzaro reaction. Okay, so first of all we have to write the structure of benzaldehyde and acetophenone. Okay, so benzaldehyde means PH COH and acetophenone means C3CO PH. Okay, now Cannizzaro reaction is possible for only these aldehydes and ketones which contain no alpha hydrogens. Okay, so this benzaldehyde, this aldehyde, we have no alpha hydrogen atoms, right? No alpha hydrogens. But for this acetophenone, this ketone, we have alpha hydrogens. See, here 3 hydrogens are present, so 3 alpha hydrogens are present. So Cannizzaro options are eliminated from our questions now. So cross Cannizzaro reaction, it is not possible, and Cannizzaro reaction is not possible. Now we have to concentrate on aldol reaction. We know that aldol reaction contains alpha hydrogen. Now is it a case of direct aldol condensation or crossed aldol condensation? We have to define this. Okay, so when aldol reaction occurs between same molecules. I mean to say that when a reaction like between two acetaldehyde molecules, then this is called direct aldol reaction. Two acetone molecules, okay, then this is known as direct aldol reaction. Direct aldol, okay. And what is known as cross aldol reaction? When this aldol reaction occurs between two different aldehydes or ketones, then this is known as cross aldol reaction. Now here one is benzaldehyde and the other is acetophenone, so these two are different, and this is easily known as cross aldol reaction, okay. Now let's see about the mechanism of this reaction, okay. Now see the mechanism, okay. So we can write acetophenone, okay. Now in presence of dilute NaOH, it means OH minus is present in the reaction system and it will take up this hydrogen, okay. So CH2 minus COPH. Now we have benzaldehyde plus this the generated carbon ion CH minus COPH. Now this negative charge attacks on this particular carbonyl bond and breaks this bond. So now PHCH O minus CH2 COPH. Now when this is hydrolyzed by H3O plus, now when this is hydrolyzed by H3O plus, it will contain this O negative is converted into OH. And in presence of heat, water is eliminated from here. So CH2, this means that hydrogen, and here from OH, okay. So product like this, and this is known as alpha beta unsaturated ketone, okay. And this aldol reaction occurs between two different aldehydes or ketones. Here one is acetophenone and other is benzaldehyde. So this is an example of crossed aldol reaction, okay. So our correct option is cross aldol reaction, okay. Thank you guys. Please let me know that if you have any problem in the comment box regarding this video or regarding these questions, okay. So thank you and bye.